Here in the heart of New York's theater district, Broadway has served as America's mirror for nearly 150 years, reflecting our highs, lows, hopes, and fears, one performance at a time. Broadway is one of America's crown jewels. World-renowned as a mecca of entertainment, the bright lights attract 12 to 15 million theatergoers every year. But there's more to the Great White Way than glitz and glamour.
Theater, I think, has always reflected humanity. I think people have always wanted to sit in a room and tell each other stories, and as theater has evolved, that's never changed. Theater is reflecting the empathy we want to have for each other, it's reflecting issues about what's going on, it's reflecting everything from race to politics to gender, to comment on those things and interrogate them in front of an audience.
Broadway often uses history to examine the present, from ragtime story of race, class, and immigration in the early 20th century to the revival of chess, where Cold War tensions serve as a metaphor for today's power struggles.
Last year when we did it at City Center for the 2-week run, straddling the election, we thought, surely there is no better time in this world for this show, in this country. And then we flash forward to opening on Broadway, and it feels more relevant than ever, even now.
Never lose your heart, use your head.
I speak a lot in my scenes about deportation, and that certainly has a very intense response from the audience. Sometimes you can tell that they're very uncomfortable. Sometimes they're very angry. Sometimes, it's silent. And I think that what we do in our show is we just give everyone the opportunity to think and to feel.
Turning social issues into entertainment is Broadway's stock and trade. For example, Liberation revisits the feminist movement of the 1970s and shows the fight is still going on.
But maybe I'd like a little free time to... Well, I don't know what I'd do.
There have always been shows that have kind of taken the serious part of what's going on in the world and put them on stage so that people can experience it and then have conversations about it. There's been so many issues that are huge in America that people have gone to the theater and had a different form of understanding or empathy because of the play in front of them.
And Broadway's never been shy about pushing the envelope, remaining fearless as we continue to question boundaries.
This is the capstone of decades of this kind of theater that never made it to Broadway because drag was considered trashy, it was dirty, it was whatever, it was closer to burlesque. And now audiences are discovering this kind of, it's not RuPaul, which is a different kind of thing. This is old school drag theater, perfectly done.
I just love that it's a celebration of differences, no matter who steps into what role. Almost like a subconscious message, an unintended message is that diversity is good, and it's welcome, and it's fresh.
As important as Broadway is to U.S. culture, its role as America's town crier was temporarily silenced in 2020 when the pandemic turned theaters dark for a record 18 months.
During the lockdown part of the pandemic, I think a lot of people were saying things like, oh God, like Broadway is dead, people are never gonna go back to the theater. And it's been the opposite. There came out of it this great sense of how powerful theater can be because you're having an experience with other human beings in a room, and we missed it. So it's the kind of thing where there have been struggles and challenges, but I think it's also just evolved so that theater has come back stronger than ever.
Broadway has endured through wars, citywide blackouts, and yes, even a global shutdown. But even in these elements, the show must go on. And as America continues to change, Broadway will continue to tell our never-ending story.